Hey guys, we're here for round 3. If we win this, we get a couple Modern Masters packs. And that would be a nice thing to win. They're worth quite a few tickets. I'd probably put these towards making the third and final Modern Masters video, though. But we won the die roll, so we will play first. And this is a nice hand. We haven't seen this in either of our Ghostly Changelings so far, but I like it. I mean, our deck just doesn't have that many 2-drops. It has a few, but we haven't been getting them anyway. So we'll just go with this hand. On the play, it's not bad at all. And the Soul Eater is just great, as we saw in the last round. We also have our Stampede, should we get our token guys to go wide. Okay. Still no play for us, though. We'll probably play turn 3 Soul Eater, turn 4 Changeling, so we can play the Changeling and then keep mana up to tap something with our Soul Eater. Might have Remand or Mana Leak. It's entirely possible. Oh, of course we drew a 2-drop on turn 3. We're still going to play out the Soul Eater. See if we get Mana Leaked or Remanded. It's entirely possible. I would like to draw those out before we drop our Overwhelming Stampede, or wait for him to tap out. But it seems likely he has those in the blue-black deck. The blue-black deck is all about -1/-1 counters and proliferate, but it can also just be a really good control deck because black has some of the best removal, and blue has Mana Leak and Remand in this format. And if you can get 2 or 3 total Mana Leaks and Remands and a bunch of good removal, you can just make like a big control deck that wins the game with some crazy bomb. So I think our opponent's deciding whether or not he wants to, and he didn't, whether or not he wanted to use a spell on that. All right, he decided to Nameless Inversion it. That works. Though I don't really like it. Ash Champion. Okay, well he doesn't have Metalcraft yet, so that doesn't concern me too much. I think we're just going to play our Gnarlid Pact kicked. We can just block that for now. Play him as a Hill Giant. I like Gnarlid Pact. I think he's a pretty good 2-drop just because he's flexible late game. Or even, on turn 4 he can be flexible, and we like for him to be flexible here. So that works out for us. I'm not sure if our opponent has an artifact theme. I would guess he does if he's running Etched Champion. But I find it somewhat hard to believe he got enough artifacts to support it, since if there was a blue-white player at the table, which we haven't seen yet to be fair, they would have been taking all the artifacts away. But Etched Champion is pretty great if you can get Metalcraft, but it's not. I played against a guy, I think in a draft, it wasn't a draft I didn't record, who had Etched Champion, but it just couldn't win in the game. Like, he had Metalcraft, but it was the only thing he could swing with. So he needs one more thing for Metalcraft. It was the only thing he could swing with, so like it really didn't concern us too much. Okay, so we're going to swing now. Get in for 3 if we can. Alright, we don't have any of our crazy tokeny stuff right now, so we're just going to play our Changeling and leave mana up so we can buff him if we want to. I mean, right now Overwhelming Stampede is like still pretty good. I mean, it's not amazing. Okay, he's got the Metalcraft that he wants now. So we're bringing in Sundering Vitae against the guy for sure. Alright, a Frogmite as well. So artifacts everywhere we look. It's probably not really worth it to swing. I mean, they can't trade. He can double block and kill one of them, so. Alright, getting Endrixar is pretty nice. We don't have any way of like really abusing him yet, but as soon as we draw a creature, we're probably just going to win if he can't kill our Endrixar. So we'll just play him. And we'll pass our turn. Right, tapping down our Gnarlid. It's fine with me. I wonder if he'll move the Sickle Slicer over to his Etched Champion. Nope, but he does have a lot of equipment. Equipment in the non-equipment archetype, but hey, it's working for him here. It's doing work. But I'm telling you, if we can just draw like basically any creature in our deck soon, we're going to be in pretty good shape. We're going to take 8 here, though, which is not great shape, incidentally. All right, yeah, that makes things even worse. So now we basically have to draw a creature, and we just didn't. Yeah, I mean, we can't. He'll kill us in 2 turns now. If we Overwhelming Stampede now, we swing for 6, 11, 16. We can almost kill him. No, yeah, 6, 11, 16. Wow. And actually, I think this guy's in the way, though. So if he didn't have that blocker, and he has a lot of Tumble Magnet, those 2 things combined to keep us from winning. But if he didn't have a blocker, we could actually kill him right now with our Gnarlid pack. With our by pumping our Ghostly Changeling. Oh no, we don't have enough mana to do both of those. What am I talking about? So I think we're pretty much toast here. I'm going to pass the turn, see if he can do something, see if we can pull something off here. But his Tumble Magnet can tap 2 of our creatures and result in a quick death for us. It's too bad we didn't draw a creature when we really wanted, when we really needed one. Even a 2-drop or something like that would have given us enough blockers that we might have been okay. But he has this flyer now, and he has protection, so yeah. So that's 6 and 9. Well, we actually would have had one more turn, I guess, to try to pull this off. If we'd drawn a creature there. Now we are going to be dead. Although our Drowsy Spawns can actually block that, but we're still dead. We would have had one more turn. We would have won if... may have been more aggressive, too, though, if we'd Endrick Sard. Yeah, Sickle Ripper would have done it. But, yeah, now we lose. Wish we'd drawn the Sickle Ripper a turn earlier. That would have just been awesome. We probably would have won. We still might not have with the Tumble Magnet out there. But, yeah, so Sundering Vitae is coming in, and so is Plummet, I think. This deck is liable to have a few flyers that are pretty good. The Fairy Machinist, this Hover Guard that we just saw, and Cumulox are all possibilities. Take out Necrogenesis. Might want to put in another Sickle Ripper too, actually, because it blocks his creatures pretty well. We definitely want the Sundering Vitae. I think, you know, the Dread Drone is better in this matchup than even it is usual because it can block that thing, that Protection from All Colors creature. So can our Etched Monstrosity, actually. Would have been nice to draw that. So we have a couple creatures that can actually block that thing, despite its seemingly unblockable nature. What do we want to do here? I just don't know. Sickle Ripper does seem good. I mean, maybe we take out a Changeling for a Ripper. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. We have to take out 2 cards, actually. So, man, our Garials has not shown up hardly at all, unfortunately for us. We can take out a Blood Throne too. It's not. Yeah, we'll take out a Blood Throne for a Sickle Ripper. Probably should have done that originally when our deck didn't end up having that many tokens. And then we'll take out a Ghostly Changeling, I think. Yeah, these Grim Afflictions have been nowhere as far as I can remember. I may be wrong, but they haven't been around at all. Would have been nice to have that early and just kill that Etched Champion on turn 3. But it didn't happen for us. Our Wayfarer's Bauble has also only shown up when we were mana flooded. It hasn't helped us fix anything. So, but we'll go into game 2 of round 3, and see how things go. Bringing in Plummet and Sundering Vitae, I think, will be good. Gives us some more removal against his deck, and that's a good thing to have. Our deck is definitely low on removal. It's really too bad we didn't draw a creature earlier with Endrick Sar, because he would have had to be a little more defensive, I think, if we had. But we just couldn't get one, and that's okay. Does happen. Our deck doesn't actually have. I mean, it has a good number of creatures, but not not as many as you probably want with an Endrixar deck. I think we have 14 now with the changes we just made. So, not that great. Our opponent's sideboarding. I'll be back with you when they're done sideboarding. All right, here with game 2 of round 3. This is a pretty good hand. We actually have a 2-drop, a 3-drop, removal. Maybe the best hand we've seen so far. I would just love to see him play his little artifact guy now on turn 3, and we can just laugh. Grim Affliction it. Our Soul Eater's nice too. Our Soul Eater can actually also block that guy and tap him down. So he's not unbeatable in our deck at all. We have 3 creatures that can block him, basically, our 2 artifact creatures and our guy who generates Eldrazi tokens. Although the guys who generate Eldrazi tokens are obviously not the best blocker ever, but we'll play Gnarlid Pack on turn 2, Soul Eater turn 3, and I'm pretty happy with that. So Gnarlid Pack, 0 times, please. Get out there for some early damage, hopefully. All right, an artifact. Big surprise, right? We'll trade with that if he wants. Okay. Now we'll play our Binding Soul Eater and end our turn. Hopefully this can stay alive this time. We played it last time and he immediately killed it. Drawing all the lands. We'll end our turn, keep up Grim Affliction. Is he going to get killed again? Looks likely. Agony Warp this time. Alright, Rusalka. I'm going to play the Rusalka first. I know that seems weird damage-wise, but at least that way, like if he kills our Plagued Rusalka, or we have to use our Rusalka, we can get it back with our Scuttling Death, and getting value like that seems important. Alright, Frogmite for a big 4 mana. Do I want to Grim Affliction a Frogmite? I kind of think I do. His deck seems pretty dependent on artifacts, and obviously he's hurting for them right now. But maybe I'd rather just play Scuttling Death. Yeah, I think I will. I'll hold up the Grim. I mean, I'll keep the Grim Affliction, but we'll just end our turn here. Okay, so what do I want to do? We're going to kill the Frogmite in response to this. And we'll sacrifice this. And then we'll sacrifice our Scuttling Death to kill the Frogmite, and we'll get back our Plagued Rusalka. So, certainly not ideal, but at least we got to kill a guy in the process. And he's down to 2 cards, which is good news for us. Yeah, that Sphinx is pretty big, though. We can kill it, but it's going to take using most of our cards. All of our cards, really. Okay, so another Frogmite. Doesn't concern me exceedingly. You're not an artifact creature. You're just a creature. I think, God, I'm just so worried about him getting Metalcraft that I may just like dump my hand here and kill him. He's got 1 card in his hand, and he's down to a Frogmite. The other option, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's let him swing first. Alright, so that deals with that. Now we just need to stop top decking lands. but that's what we're doing. But I feel like our deck has more power from top deck based on what we've seen so far. Although, yeah, that's pretty powerful in this situation. That's pretty nice in this situation too, though. All right, Sickle Slicer. And Thoughtcast. Yeah, okay. Now we're getting into trouble. We're getting into a lot of trouble now. I think I may wait a turn to Vitae until he like pays a bunch of mana to equip a guy. How much does this cost? 3. Yeah, I might as well. We're just going to take 6 here. Plummet too, but Plummet doesn't do us any good right now. So we're not in good shape. Looks like we're probably going to go down 0-2 here. Just lose it. Well, he's still going to have the mana to move it. So I think we Sundering Vitae. So we only take 7 here, which is still going to be enough to kill us in a turn. Yeah, Dagger Clamp. We can kill the Dagger Clamp. Okay, well, we can live a turn now, at least. Will we recover? I don't know. But he can just chill all day and block these guys, and we can plummet the Dagger Clamp, which I'm just going to do now. Although I could wait till he moves it. He's going to move his Carapace over to his Imp. So we'll wait for that. All right, so now we drop Plummet. Okay, now that guy, yeah, that's not good. Now we've got to block him. So I think we're toasted. I think we all done here. Yep, so we lose 1 and 2 again in Modern Masters. Doesn't seem to be my format, but I'll keep plugging away and hoping to do better. So thanks for watching, and see you for the next draft, which will also be a Modern Masters draft.